What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue. This week's episode is gonna be intriguing because with YCS Hartford now in the record books, the question becomes, what decks could we expect to see at the next YCS, which is Niagara Falls? This is interesting because with I apologize, guys. I have a mint in my mouth. Anyway, YCS Hartford was about what we had expected because the top 32, as far as what decks that we saw at YCS Hartford this past weekend. It was interesting because there were 7 Sword Soul Tenyi decks, 7 Punk decks, 4 Despias, 4 Despia decks, 3 Floowandereeze decks, 3 Sky Striker decks. I don't know how the hell that was able to come back into the format. 2 Branded L-Lich, 2 Drytron, 1 Adventurer ABC, which I'm assuming it's the Adventure archetype with the ABC Union monsters, if I remember correctly. There was actually 1 of 1. A Dragon Link. I don't know who the hell decided to play Dragon Link. But shoutouts to you. I mean, props for trying, but Dragon Links are done. There's no way in hell Dragon Links will ever come back. Unless if they took Eclipse Wyvern off the ban list, put it to 1, then yeah, maybe Dragon Links might, could potentially have a chance. But there's no way in hell that Dragon Links will ever be meta again. There was a DDD deck, one DDD deck, which obviously makes sense with all the new support that we got this past January in Battle of the Chaos. I'm not surprised. And there was also 1 Ignister deck, which... Ooh, what's the point? Ignisters are not good. Let's just be real. Ignisters are not that good. But once we got into the top 16, that's where things got really interesting. There was 5 Punk decks, 3 Floowandereeze decks, 2 Despia decks, 2 Sky Striker decks, and 2 Sword Soul Tenyi decks. The final 4 ended up being Andrew Dolich, Justin Singh, James Kim, and Po Xiang. I probably just butchered his name. Shoutouts to all 4 of them. Congrats on being in the final 4. In fact, I believe Po Xiang was the one that... Yeah, so Po Xiang's deck was a Sky Striker deck. His lineup, as far as his main deck goes, consisted of 3 Ray, 2 Rose, 3 Ash, and 3 Valor, and his spells were 3 Demise of the Land, 3 Mystic Mine, 2 Pot of Prosperity, a Rhoda, 1 Area 0, 2 Afterburners, a Hornet Drones, a Shark Cannon, 3 Widow Anchor, 1 Multi-Roll, 1 Engage, and a Terraforming. The traps were 3 Dimensional Barrier, 3 Imperms, and a Metaverse, and 3 Trap Tray. His extra deck was Axis of Code Talker, Halka Vibrax, Dark the Dark Charmer Gloomy, Nightmare Unicorn, Selene Queen of the Master Magicians, 2 Hayate, 3 Kagari, 1 Kaina, 1 Shizuku, and 1 Zeke. In his side deck, he had 3 Artifact Sanctum, 1 Scythe, 1 Cosmic Cyclone, 3 Evenly Matched, 2 Ghost Ogre, 2 Nibiru, a Jammy Waves, and 2 Twin Twister. This is a very interesting deck because when Sky Strikers were first announced, the whole deck was at 3, and literally everybody was playing it. Was playing it, and with the extra deck with the deck itself, they were just running pretty much everything you could think of. They were running all of the more better hand traps. They're running 3 Ash, 3 Valor, 3 Ogres, and 3 of pretty much almost every single hand trap you could think of. Almost, literally, damn near. Now, with Kagari, I think Kagari back up at 3, with multi-roll still at 1, Engage still at 1. Yeah, the deck is still good, but it doesn't but it's not as it's not as impactful as it was when they were released in Dark Saviors. But with Rose now in the format, they made the deck a little more consistent, made it a little more better, so to speak. Unfortunately, on the Yu-Gi-Oh Wiki website, unfortunately, James Kim's deck is not on here, but I want to see if I can find it. I want to see if I can find his deck, because I believe, let's see. Let's see. James Kim. He was the one that ran the Despia branded deck. So I want to see if I can find his. I want to see if I can find his deck list so I can check, so I can show you guys what the deck was. Don't think I can find it. Nope, unfortunately not. Deck list? Let's see. Maybe top 4. Let's see. Nope. I guess not. I wanted to find it to show you guys what the deck looked like, but unfortunately not. I guess not. Unfortunately, I can't seem to find it, but yeah, I don't know. Despia branded. That's kind of it's an interesting build, but still it's Albaz, so I'm not too surprised on it. But Justin Singh's deck was Drytron, and this is what boggled my mind, okay? Because as far as Drytrons go, you guys know that you have to have at least 2 or 3 copies of all the main Drytron monsters. As far as the effect monsters go, Alpha Thuban, Delta Altius, Gamma Eltinin, and of course Zeta Aldaba, which this build had a single copy of Artifact Lancia, which made no sense at all. The deck should have been running at least 2, because it would have been a counter for cards, cards such as like Call By, and and also cards like DD Crow as well would have been a perfect counter for would have been perfect for Lancia to counter. And my brother just texted me yet again. Hang on, guys. Sorry guys, my brother just texted me. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. I apologize, guys. My brother was texting me. Anyway, so the deck was running a single copy of Lancia, 3 Alpha Thuban, a single copy of Delta Altius, 2 Gamma Eltonin, 3 Zeta Aldaba, and a single copy of Vanity's Ruler, which is okay. You know, if you were running like a deck like Subterror Guru, like Guru FTK or something like that, because Guru would run these type cards like Vanity's Ruler to just stop your opponent from playing any form of Yu-Gi-Oh at all, which is pretty insane. Diviner of the Herald and Herald of the Orange Light as the tuners, only 1 copy each. As far as the ritual monsters go, 2 Benton, 1 Edatin, 1 Natasha, 1 Draconids, and a Magic Musket Bateau Buster, which I don't think I ever talked about this card on the channel. So I'm going to read its effect to you guys and show you guys what this card can do. So let's see what the card can do. It is a 4-star Dark Machine Ritual Tuner with 2,000 attack and 2,200 defense, and it says you can ritual summon this card with Magic Maftia. If this card is ritual summoned, you can add 1 Magic card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. Once per turn, when an attack is declared involving this card and an opponent's monster that has the same attribute as a normal monster or Magic monster in your graveyard, you can place any number of cards from your hand onto the bottom of the deck, and if you do, negate the effects of that opponent's monster until the end of the turn. Then draw the same number of cards placed under the deck. So it's sort of like a way to reset your hand, but also has a sort of a built-in imperm, so to speak, which is pretty cool. But moving on, but moving on, for these. There we go. For the spells of this deck, for the back row, basically we have there. He was running a single copy of Call by the Grave, 1 Cyber Emergency, 2 Drytron Fafnir, 3 Nova, 3 Droplet, 1 Meteonis Drytron, 3 Missing Mind, 3 Pot of Prosperity, 3 Pre-Preparation of Rites, a set rotation, a Ritual Sanctuary, and a Terraforming with a Magic Key unlocking as the only trap of the deck. For the extra deck, he was running a single copy of Elder Entity Entis, for the Synchro Monster Herald of the Arclight, which is an excellent disruption on board when you summon it, obviously. For the Xyz monsters, he was running Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal, Zeus, Downer Magician, Mu Beta, Drytron Mu Beta Fafnir, and a Kikanashi Fucho. For the Link monsters, Access Code, Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Unicorn, Link Karibo, Line of the Light Charmer, Lustrous, Herald of Mirage Lights, and Underworld Guys of the Closed World, which is basically a much more better version of Appaloosa, but Appaloosa is just Appaloosa. So, for the side deck, for the side deck, 3 Drone Lockbird, 3 Nibiru, 3 Token Collector, 3 Twin Twister, 2 Triple Tactics Talent, and a Red Reboot, which is pretty cool. Again, the deck is, Drytron is okay. It's still pretty busted, but it's not. But it's it's gonna get to a point where with the next ban list that we're gonna get, which I believe will probably be in what, September, right? I think right before YCS Pasadena. I'm pretty sure Konami is gonna hit Drytron so bad nobody's gonna be playing it anymore. Like if they banned the main card of the whole deck, which I believe are Herald of Ultimate Nits, because a lot of people were still playing that card, and even also the other Drytron Ritual. I know damn well that the deck is just done. The deck will be done completely. But as far as this Sword Soul Tenny deck, this deck was piloted by Andrew Dolich, who got 4th place in this event. The monster lineup has triple DD Crow, triple Sword Soul of Mo Yi, I believe. I probably butchered that one. Two copies of Sword Soul of Taya. 3 Sword Soul Strategist Long Wong. And then for the Tenny Spirits, he was running 3 Ashuna, 1 Shathana, and 3 Vishuddha. For the Tuner Monsters, he had 3 Ash, 3 Valor, 3 Incredible Ecclesia the Virtuous, and for the other Tenny Spirit, he was running 3 copies of Adhara. For the back row, he had 2 Heavenly Dragon Circle, 2 Desires, 2 Pot of Desires, 2 Sword Soul Emergence, 2 Vessel for the Dragon Cycle, 3 Imperm, and a Sword Soul Blackout. The extra deck had a Baron de Fleur. I don't know why people pronounce it as Baronnet, but it's literally pronounced Baron, which I believe is French for warrior, if I remember correctly. I don't remember, but make sure you. But I know that Sam from Team Samurai X1, he always pronounces it as Baronnet. Make sure you guys let him know it's pronounced Baron, not Baronnet. Baron. That's how it's pronounced. Shoutouts to Sam. Awesome content creator, but very awkward when it comes to pronouncing words. But again, shoutouts to him. Moving on to Baxia, Brightness of the Yang Zing, which is a very weird card. A Xiao Fang, Phantom of the Yang Zing, a Crimson Blader, which is a very old card. Draco Berserker of the Tenny, a single copy. Sword Soul Grand Master Shi Xiao, 2 copies. Sword Soul, a single copy of Sword Soul Sinister Sovereign, Queen Longwang, I believe is how it's pronounced. A single copy of Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign Shen Ying, and a Yazi Evil of the Yang Zing with 3 Monk of the Tenny and a Shaman of the Tenny. And then the side deck, he had 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance, 3 Dark Rule No More, 3 Dimensional Barrier, 3 Evenly Match, 2 Lightning Storm, and a Red Reboot. So mostly back row. I'm assuming he was probably aiming to go after to side out the the Ash or the Adhara, or possibly the Tenny Spirits, mainly as a way to stop decks, like Drytron and whatnot. So that was a pretty good play. I have to admit that's pretty good. But those are the decks that got top 4 at YCS Hartford. But now the question is, what decks could we see at YCS Niagara Falls? Well, obviously Sword Soul Tenny is still pretty busted. We know that Drytron is still busted. Sky Striker is still out there. Flow and Reese is still out there. So I think if you were to look at the top 5 decks that we can expect to see at YCS Niagara Falls, definitely Sword Soul Tenny, Despia's, Sky Striker, Drytron, Branded Elidge, And hands down, any deck that uses the Adventurer archetype will definitely be in that format once we get to that point. But it all depends. It all depends. We don't really know exactly. We don't really know. You know what? You know, we don't really know. You know exactly what. You know what else we could see. It's hard. It's honestly, it's really hard to say. But I can tell you one thing right now. Niagara Falls is going to be very, very interesting to say the very least. It is going to be very interesting. But we will see. We will see. But that brings me to the question of the day. Are you guys going to YCS Niagara Falls? And if so, what deck are you guys going to be playing? Let me know down in the comments below. And that will do it for today's video. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want to see more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, which get posted every Friday, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And make sure you guys follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. All the links will be in the description below. And if you guys have any fan mail that you guys want to send me and you guys want me to open it up on the channel, all the info will be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.